everybody. How are you? I'm fine. I didn't fall off the face of the earth. I just wanted to come back and say hello. I've missed you. Where have I been? What have I been up to? Oh, so many things, so many questions, so many things to talk about. So why don't we do it while we try some new makeup, okay? Because, I still love my makeup, even though you can tell that the name of the channel has changed and maybe the direction's changed a little bit. I still like my makeup too. So if you want to know where I've been, what I'm up to, and all this new makeup that we're trying on and get this look from, stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, I'm going to do a bunch of new products today. I'm going to pin my hair back. How are y'all doing? I have been busy with my bands. I have been singing a lot, and we've had a rotating amount of guitarists going through our band, and so it's been hard to kind of keep the momentum there because, it's scheduling and all those kinds of things. I'm going to show you really quick some of the things we're going to do today. Most of these are brand new to me. Some of them are not, which, I'll just fill in the face with the rest of it. But I'm going to start with this Juno & Company Moonshine Miracle Cream. My daughter gave this to me. It's kind of a moisturizer slash primer, so it's a little bit like Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. And I've not used that. That's just what I hear, but this is very, very moisturizing and really, really sinks into the skin, grips the foundation well. So it's not greasy, but it's very creamy, lovely, thick consistency. I had to run and grab my mirror. So we're gonna start with, I got a new foundation from Ulta. And I think it's fairly new release, but I actually also purchased something that they are discontinuing because I really, really loved it and it was on a good price point. So first of all, this was the Youthful Glow Foundation. Remember, it had that Genifique style bottle. And this is in light to medium cool. It's about what I normally wear on this one. This one is new, and this is what we're going to use today. Full Coverage Foundation, Velvet Matte, 12 Hours. And I don't know if you've seen this one yet at Ulta, but I wanted to try it, and I think it was around $12. I will have to look at my receipt to find out. And the hard thing about this was finding the shades names on the product. And guess what? I have not found any shade names on these products, which is ridiculous. It's in the front of the tray and showing you that this was supposed to be like a light, medium, neutral, or cool or something. It's supposed to be pretty much the same as the other one, or actually neutral, not cool. But I have yet to find it anywhere on the packaging. So unless I'm blind, it's not on the packaging, which is very frustrating. All you see is this little color band. So we're just gonna hope that that's what it was. And that actually, wow, it's more than I thought. It was $14.96. And it is light to medium neutral, like I thought. So we're going to also apply it with a new beauty blender. Well, it's not a beauty blender, beauty sponge from EcoTools. I've never had this, and I wanted to try it. I love the square edge, so I'm going to give that a try. But it is infused with antimicrobial silver. You guys might have seen this. This is new to me, so hopefully that will help as far as keeping it clean and sterile and blah, 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 blah. The other thing I did get and I want to play with is this little black liner haul, also from Ulta brand. And it has everything from a gel and the brush to a felt liner to a crayon or a gel liner to a stamp to a glitter one. And so I don't know which one of these would be used, but it will be fun. The other thing that I finally got on the band with is I got some Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. It's a little on the darker side for me because I got it when I was tanning, but I'm going to do it as a, setting powder kind of lightly, and we'll see how that goes. My Incognito, which is, I believe, Wet n Wild, which is pretty good, actually. This is other one. I got this gel, cream, Super Dewy Cream Blush by Revolution. and it's like poppy or something like that, I think. And yeah, and it's very, very like red blush, but it's a beautiful cream blush to put on. And I'm going to use also from Palladio, I guess is how you call it, this lip oil that's kind of matches the color. So we'll have kind of this sun glowed red-ish tint, you know, color to the face, which I'm hoping will work out, right? Sure hope it's the right color match for me. So there's the consistency. It looks like a pretty good color match, actually. I expect it's a velvet matte, so I expect it to be more moussey, but it's creamier than moussier. So we're going to try it with the sponge. This is moist, and I did notice it didn't really get, you know, a lot bigger when I got it wet, but that's fine. You know, I can do that. So I'm going to tap it on here. And we'll see how this blends out. And this is supposed to be neutral. I tend to go with neutral now because you know, my undertone may have changed over the years. I don't know. I'm not sure this is spreading out very well with this, actually, but I'm going to look down here at the mirror and see. This might be a little bit light for me right at the moment. But, you know, we'll counter it with that powder, I'm pretty sure. So if it's too light, we'll be able to adjust that probably with the bronzer and everything else. So yeah, I'm not digging how this, look at that. See, it's just blotchy. This is too much over here. So yeah, I don't know that I'm liking that. So let me, I'm going to use a Real Techniques, I believe it is. No, Wet n Wild foundation brush. I'm going to try a little bit more. Where I put it? Okay, and just kind of see if I can use it. Might be a little too warm toned even for a neutral. Not sure. Always looks different in the viewfinder, of course. I'm going to blend it out and see if this works better. Buff it in the skin. I'm not sure I really like this foundation, gotta tell you. Seems patchy to me. Better with this, definitely, but you can still see my redness through, but it was better than what it looked like when I did it with the sponge. So if you're gonna use this, and this is matte, so I think that's one of the reasons you have to, it's velvet matte, so you really have to work quickly because I can definitely feel the dry down already. So I'll just bring it down the neck so we can get a little bit more blending going on. I think it's a little light for me at the moment. So I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'm not applying it the right way. Okay, well maybe at the end I'll like it better. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead with the Incognito, and I'm just gonna go ahead and touch in the inner part and down here where that is. Over here. I've learned just not to overdo on the concealer around my eyes. Even with a good concealer like the Camo, or even this is a really good one. But just kind of put it where the shadowing is, and I'll probably use this for that. I'm going to see if this will blend out. I'm going to go in here, let you all see what's going on here. Now, maybe it'll blend this better than the foundation. I'll use my mirror, hang on. I'm just not having a good day with that. I'm gonna go back to my old little Real Techniques thing. I'm not digging that sponge. Maybe it's the sponge, maybe it's not the makeup, even though the color's a little off, but I'm gonna go a little bit more down here and see if I can pounce it in better with this. So back to my music. I have one band, but we do two different genres, jazz and blues. And it's a little difficult to get going out of the ground on a COVID-ish year. 2 years now. It sucks. I'm sorry, the whole thing sucks. But we do have a band that we really enjoy, and our guitar player, he's just so busy right now. He's a young gentleman and he's so talented. we cannot seem to replace him at all, which we're not really trying to, except that his schedule doesn't allow for practices. But we'd like to practice and stay up and add more songs and everything, but he can't at this moment. So he can do gigs occasionally, but practicing, that's another thing. So we thought we would try to, I'm using the contour palette, Cream Contour by e.l.f. So we were trying to get other guitarists to come in and help us do some practicing, because we need it. I'm going to mix these two dark ones here. And we've had a couple interests. We've had people try out, and they can't even, I know, they can either do a lot of solo work but can't chord, can't read music, their schedules won't allow them, or they don't like the songs that we're doing. I mean, we're just having all sorts of issues with that. So we're just kind of trying to piece together our band again and get to doing some gigs. My husband and I did the last 2 gigs by ourselves because we couldn't get the band together. And it worked out nicely, but, you know, we just do backing tracks instead. And I sing and he plays conga and sings a little bit too, but it's just not the same as the full band. So we're kind of just waiting to see how we're going to pull this all together. But it is still one of those things that is a goal of ours. So we want to be able to pursue that, you know, and maybe make a career out of it if we're fortunate enough to do so. Since we're both retired, this is our passion. So I'm actually going to touch under the eyes, set the eyes with HD Perfect Finish powder, which I prefer in the compact. Just a little easier for me to put on, and I use just this little brush right here just for the under eyes, and then we'll do the Fenty. But right now it's all about the music. It's all about that bass, All right, Fenty, this is in 280, and so it's a little bit on the tan side, but I think that'll help because this is so light. And it's a beautiful, finely pressed, milled, I should say, powder. So I'm going to do it with a loose brush, though. I'm trying to find a good one. I want to use a loose powder brush. This one also from Wet n Wild, which I really love. And start with the outside because it has some color, see? And then do just kind of around the rest of the face. Start with that. And do the perimeters here. Do you see it warming things up? So, you know, that's a little bit better, isn't it? So I'll just kind of add that down, everything. You know, most of it is I'm putting it to the peripheral, and then the rest of it, the remainder goes in the middle, set things up. And that's nice and matte now, isn't it? And I'll just bring that back down. I get so red here, so it looks like it doesn't match, you know, just because my chest gets very red. But obviously I don't want a red foundation, so this is how we do it. But look at how beautifully smooth that was. I really do love this, and I have used this, I should say, once before, so I knew I loved it, but I wanted to use it for the first time with you guys, seeing it. So I'm going to go into this e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. It's very warm, for sure. Some people don't like it, but since I'm trying to warm things up a little bit, so I have a color match for this one. It doesn't want to tell me what the name of the guy. See, I love these things and I love the pans, but they don't tell you what color they are, and you know, so whatever. It's definitely on the warmer side, you can see. And this is my favorite little, it's an Amazon brush, but it's my favorite bronzer brush. So I'm going to get into that, get the excess off, kind of get in on top of that contour and into the temples. So anyway, you can see on this, on my channel, a little bit of the blues and a little bit of the jazz that we do, and gives you an idea of what we're up to. So I think a couple things. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild palette. Oh, let me do my brows first. And I'm going to do that off camera because it's always, I cannot find anything better for me, because I have sparse brows, than the Ultra Precise by Wet n Wild. So, and that's in, I think it's dark brown or cool brown, one of those. And one that's not as warm toned. So I'll be right back with my brows on. Okay, I just finished my brows. I topped it with Maybelline's Brow Fast Sculpt. And it doesn't have a name on it, but I'm pretty sure it's brunette or brown. And it's like that color. I wish they put names things, you know, easy to read for us old folks. All right, I'm gonna do a fairly simple eye, but then I wanna really play with one or two of these and have some fun with that. I also, underneath, I'm going to use an Ulta, I don't think I have any Ulta eyeliners, I'm not sure. But this is kind of a metallic jade color. Does it even have a name? Because that would be, oh, Peacock. And I think I'm gonna use that underneath, and I'm gonna do kind of like that reverse fox eye, because it works. Something I've been doing anyway, turns out. I saw a lovely Melissa 55 doing it again, and I've seen it on young folks, and she does a beautiful job on it, and I'm gonna do that. So I've been practicing that one. Okay, I'm gonna go into this Wet n Wild color icon in, this one does have a name, but I'm just too old to see it. It is Lights Off. It's really pretty because it has some deep tones, kind of a cool palette. Then they have this little green, dark green, lots of metallic over here, and then a couple of nice neutral taupes and browns and mattes, I mean. So I'm going to start with this little taupey color, and I'm going to my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with the crease up here. And I've learned, you know, you really just have to keep your eye open when you put your crease in when you have hooded eyes like me. This is very, very pigmented for a neutral kind of crease color, I will say. But I'm not mad at it. I like it. So I'm going to keep that right in my new crease because, again, my crease is literally down here, but I need it up there. And I'm going to bring that into the corner of the eye. This is going to be fairly simplistic. Look, this is just a fluffy, I think it's an e.l.f. brush actually, and it's a really good fluffy crease brush, I have to say. You don't have to spend a lot of money these days, thank goodness, because, you know, people can't afford all these extra things anymore. So this is very, very soft, very blendable, covers a lot of real estate if you've got a lot of brow bone, which I do. So, and I'm gonna bring that up too, blend that out. Pretty, very neutral, nice. Okay, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. It's a little more pointed. I'm gonna go into that, I'm gonna go to the deep greenish black. It's you see it's very, very deep green. Just touch the excess off. I'll put that in the outer third or the outer corner here. Blend it into the crease, because that will be nice when we add the green. And I'm going to bring that up and out towards the brow. Really kind of wing it. It's going to follow whatever wing I choose to put on there. I'm going to try that stamp. That's what I need to try, because I'm not the best at putting a wing, and doing a wing with a hooded eye, if you have your eye open and you stamp it, then you know where you're putting it. I mean, then it'll look like it's supposed to be there, like that. I would love to have a brow lift just to, you know, match the other one. Say, just match it. That would be nice. But we're all a little offside, you know, a little offsided, aren't we? I know I am. Okay, I think what I want to do is put a little bit, I'm going to flat brush. I'm going to put a little of this gold, because I really like green and gold. Well, whoops. In Oregon, I am not a green and gold person. I'm sorry for those who are. No worries, but I'm an orange and black person. I'm just not going to put that on my eyes today. So I'm going to put a little gold here right in the mobile lid to the edge. And then I'm going to add the lighter gold, because there's a really light one in here too. So now I'm going to go for this really spun kind of light gold right here into the, see, now I'm bringing this up like where the crease is supposed to be, and then what's left is going right under here, right under the brow. Yeah, adds a little light. So dark, I use the regular gold right here. These are pretty pigmented, and I didn't have to spray the brush down to get some good shimmer here. So you can see it, see? So it's pretty good. Then I'm gonna go into the light gold, the spun gold I call it. And I hit right in the middle and bring it up to that orbital bone crease so it matches this one. And whatever's left, just right under the high point of the brow. Not a lot of space there either. So, you do the top liner first, and then we'll play with that peacock color, which is going to be really pretty, I think. I have a green, but not this. This is peacock is definitely more in a teal, kind of a teal side. If I can open the darn thing. Why do they make it so hard? It's so hard to open with some things and so easy to open with others where you come home and it's like, why is this open? There we go. Oh my goodness, I actually got it. Ta-da! Like our gel pot liner with a beautiful brush, which I don't think I'm going to do this time. And then we have the felt tip. Wait, I'm putting stuff all over me. This is like a, yeah, this is the felt tip, which is what I usually use. I really like these. This is the stamp, which we're going to use, and then the crayon, which is the gel crayon kind of thing. And this, look at this. I'm not going to use it. Well, I don't think I am. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do part of the front that way. Is a kind of a gray glitter liner. Ooh, we might use that. We might get a little funky. We might have a little fun with it. All right, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this stamp thing. We're going to learn it together. Okay, and here's the shape of the stamp. If you can see this. It's a little hard to show you. Kind of like that. Okay. So the point is on this end, and the fatter part is on this end. I'm going to shake it up, and I'm going to see. We're going to zoom in and see if this can work, okay? You ready? Let's give it a try. We'll get it facing the right way first. Perfect. So then we'll just use the other liners to do the rest of it. Wow, look at that. Ho, ho, ho. Might have a winner there. I thought maybe it's going to be dry or something. Okay, I'm going to use this, the little felt one first, and I might go over a little bit in the inner corner with that sparkling one. But so I'm going to now attach what we just did to the front. When this, by the way, this is creamy and good. And I might just go over that too, just to make sure it stands out. But it shows, doesn't it? It's just a little flick. It's not like a huge wing. So, you know, you can always extend it if you wish. This is so easy. So easy to glide on, this felt tip thing. Look at that. That works, even with my hooded eyes. So I'm going to actually, because I want to, put a little of this kind of in the front part, and then maybe even underneath. I don't know. This is like something to play with, isn't it? So we're going to try to put it on in the front. Right over that. Oh, because it's just getting that little bit of sparkle in the front. Draw your eye. Oh. See, it's very, very subtle. But just a little bit of, ooh, kind of like that. Never used one of those, so cool. All right. My daughter would be at this point saying, Mom, quit saying cool. You're not that cool. Yeah, she's 20. She's going to be 24 in September. We had all four of us, my 3 daughters and myself, all within a month span of each other for birthdays. So I'm the 13th of August. My daughter Snova is the 17th. My daughter Sharice is the 26th. And my daughter Sierra is September 5th. So right bunched in there. So we had a big birthday bash. But then the last couple of weeks, and I'll just tell you what's going on. The last couple of weeks, my son-in-law had issues with diverticulitis, apparently for several years. And all they did was just send him home with antibiotics. And then, you know, he'd get better and then things would go on. This time he ended up in the hospital and had to have surgery. 10 inches of colon removed. He had a sepsis. That's why they did it. They had sepsis in there. One of his lungs collapsed, and he actually died on the table. They did resuscitate him, but I asked if it was just, did he stop breathing or did his heart stop? Well, they had to use the paddle, so I'm assuming that the heart stopped and they revived him. He was in the hospital then for 2 weeks. So he just came home today. So keep him and my daughter in your prayers, please. It's just amazing. And he's only 32, right? And I had a friend who actually went through that whole thing too. She was my age. And it almost killed her. So you just cannot mess around with that stuff. When you have a stomach pain or your fever goes up, you take care of it. You take care of it. Okay, back to this peacock liner. We're going to put that underneath and see what happens. Well, it's a pretty color for sure. I'm going to kind of connect it with the... You see where the green liner is separate from there. And I'm actually going to keep it that way. It's a little thing that somebody named Barbara Eden used to do. And who else? Sophia Loren. They did not connect their top liner with the bottom liner. So I'm going to take this brush, this little tiny one, and just kind of bring that out on its own. So it's a little bit like maybe that. Do you see? It's coming underneath, but I'm not going to mess with that top line because we got it pretty good, so I don't want to mess with it. It's pretty. I think it's pretty. And blend in the green. I noticed that if you don't like blend those gel liners, you don't get the benefit of the color as much. It stays darker and more intense, but if you blend it out, you get more of the actual color. So you can see the green a little bit more once I've blended it with the brush. So awesome. All right, I think that's gonna do that. Now time for, and here's the trick of it. Normally cream blush you put on definitely before powder, and you probably should have this time, but I've done it this way already. I've done it on over the powder, and it's fine, and it looks beautiful. So, and this, by the way, is extremely pigmented. So a very little bit goes a very, very long way. It comes out like frosting. That's what it comes out like. So I take a just a little flat toppy brush here, or this one's got a little angle, which is fine, and I blend it all in because otherwise you get too intense. And see, you just kind of stipple it on. It's not too much, but you can start to see it build, and it's better to build it. And I put a little on my nose like I've had a kiss of the sun. Don't drag it too much because you don't want to remove the foundation. And I actually put it a little bit in the hairline, a little bit on the chin. Okay, so you can see it's kind of just lightly lined. I didn't go over the board. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Isn't this a beautiful, beautiful, I think it's called Poppy. And it's a thicker lip oil, but it works beautifully. It has just enough of that cherry red, or it's almost a fire engine red if you look in the bottle, but it comes out a little more cherry red. And it's a gloss, and it's semi-sheer. But I think it goes beautifully with that red cream blush. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on my eyes. I went back to Superhero. I know. I love it. What can I say? I'm gonna go put my lashes on. I'll be right back. And there you have it. That's the final result. And I enjoyed most of this. I did not like the foundation. I'm just gonna say, I did not like this either. It's the wrong color. I just don't like this. So I will go back to using this one. Much better, much better. But I used the Lancome, not Lancome, the Superhero It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which is still my favorite. You could easily put lashes on that, but I didn't want to do that today. I love the cream blush. I love the Fenty powder. It's more for when I'm tanning, but you can fake it till you make it. Almost everything in here I enjoyed except the foundation. I'll just say this. And this, by the way, is super inexpensive. If you want to give this a try, a different color in your wardrobe, as it were. This is a cool combination. I really, really like that. And I was having fun with that recently, and I wanted to share that with you. So thanks again for tuning in. I will be posting different things on this. I haven't decided which direction my channel should go. I kind of gave up on the makeup thing just because it wasn't going anywhere. I wanted to bring fresh content, and it was getting stale, and there's so many people out there doing it, and there's so many new rules and regulations with YouTube. So I took a step back, focused on my music, and then just recently changed the name, so I'm focusing more on the music. And as I go with the music, I'll have performances. I will post those. Please check them out. Share them with your friends. I'm trying to get the word out as much as I can on my bands. And then occasionally I might throw one of these makeup videos in, or get ready with me or something like that. So I appreciate you all very much for hanging with me through all this really crazy, time when we're trying to figure things out. So thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace.